Whenever you're ready.
Right now you're stressed to the max. You have 3 exams, a group project, and practice every night this week. To top this all off, your professors assigned you multiple tons of homework. Now you're even more stressed than you were before. Homework doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, but it is 20% of your grade, and ultimately failing it could really kind of fail your class. You want to study for your exams, do your part in the group project, and practice for your big game this Friday, but you also need to do your homework. You finally choose to do your homework instead of studying for your exams, doing your part in the project, and practicing for your big game. Everyone in your group is mad at you because they all didn't receive the grade they would have on the project if you didn't help them. Since you chose not to study, you failed your 3 exams, making your grade a low D. Your team lost on Friday because you didn't practice. If you didn't have homework, you would have been able to study for your exams and work on your project. If schools in America would eliminate homework, you would be able to live a stress-free and happy life. Today I'm going to persuade my audience on why we should ban homework by providing facts, pros and cons, and examples of where homework is banned. Next slide. Homework can negatively affect a student. Homework causes too much stress on students. Many teachers assign 1 hour for homework, which could lead up to 4 or 5 hours of homework a night of just doing homework. According to a study by Stanford University, 56% of students considered homework a primary source of stress. According to a new study by the Better Sleep Council, homework stress is the biggest source of frustration among teens, 74% of those surveyed, ranking it the highest. Stress and excessive homework adds to loss of sleep, the BASC says. According to the survey, 57% of teenagers don't get enough sleep, with 67% reporting they get 5 to 7 hours a night, a far cry from the recommended 8 to 10 hours. The BSC says that their research shows that when teens feel more stressed, their sleep suffers. They go to sleep later, wake up earlier, and have more trouble falling asleep. Mary Helen Rogers, a vice president of marketing and communication at BSC, says, "We're finding that teens are experiencing this cycle where they sacrifice their sleep to spend extra hours on homework, which gives them more stress." Next slide, please. Homework has little to no benefit to the student's intelligence. In 2017, Valerie Strauss states that a principal named Mark Trifalo researched and found that homework has no effect on a student. That is why he banned homework from his school and asked the kids to read instead. Research by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or the OECD, proved that in 4 hours of home-taken assignments, it has a negligible effect on productivity. Studies show that a certain amount of homework can help test scores increase, but the benefits begin to fall after an hour of homework. According to the Journal of Educational Psychology, students who did more than 90 to 100 minutes of homework performed worse on tests than those with homework. Looking at data across 120 different studies, education expert Harris Cooper of Duke University found no evidence that any amount of homework improves the academic performance of elementary students. At such a young age, it could even discourage them from learning. Next slide, please. Homework can also cause a decline in mental and physical health of the students. Too much homework can cause lack of sleep, poor eating habits, exhaustion, headaches. Families will normally choose a fast food place over a healthy meal if the child has excessive homework to do. Handling schoolwork and life's demands outside of school can prove to be too much for students and make them feel isolated and lonely. Next slide, please. There are multiple pros and cons of banning homework. First, I'm going to talk about the cons. Homework reinforces skill concepts learned in class. It also prepares students for upcoming class topics. It teaches students to work independently and develop self-discipline. It also encourages responsibility. Parents can take an active role in their child's education if they help them with their homework. And then homework activities relate what is learned in school to the child's outside life. Next slide, please. But then we have the pros of banning homework. You would have more downtime at home to do other stuff, I know in my life, like, I had to do chores all the time, so I did my chores instead of homework. And then you have time to study for tests. It reduces the negative impact that homework has on the student's life. And eliminating homework would allow for an established sleep cycle. It reduces the repetition that students face in today's education society. And then homework can cause stress in the family, because I know when I did my Common Core math homework, my mom did not know what to do, and we had fights all the time over it. Next slide, please. And then we have some examples of places that have banned homework. In Finland, they are proven more successful than students in the USA. In 2016, Sean Cohen states that Finland pupils have no homework so that they can spend more time with their family. They also have longer breaks and fewer hours of school than we do. Finnish students have ranked at or near the top of the Program for International Student Assessment ever since the program started in 2000. Next slide, please. Then we have Marion County in Florida. In September 2017, Allison Denisco, a Beyond the News reporter, wrote that the school will ban homework and instead ask their kids to read for 20 minutes a night. And then they have teachers, libraries, and volunteers to help their students pick out a book to read. Next slide, please. And then there's Kelly Elementary School in Massachusetts. They also banned homework. It's a chronically underperforming school, so you would think that they would ask the kids to do more homework so that they would get better grades in the class, but instead the principal decided to ban homework and instead make their school hours longer by 2 hours. So instead of 9 to 3, they have it 8 to 4. And Principal Glasheen said that she wants her students to feel more tired, not by having to do homework, but by learning so much that they're just tired at the end of the day. And then next slide, please. Then we have Texas Elementary School. In August of 2016, Brandy Young, a second grade teacher in Godley, Texas, wrote the parents of her students in a letter saying that after much research over the summer, she decided she would ban homework. She said that she wanted to ban homework so that the kids can do more proactive things like spend time with their families, because that helps the student more than doing pointless hours of homework. And then the effects of homework are more detrimental than beneficial. Loss of family time, addition of stress, and less of a social life due to the hours of homework assigned doesn't justify its use. I hope after today that you guys, I persuaded you guys to believe that homework is honestly not good for us. And I don't know if there's any future educators in this room, but maybe you guys will decide not to assign your kids homework. Because I know that I'm a future educator and I will never assign my kids homework because I think it is horrible for their mental health and their physical health. Thanks.